Right, let's get it rolling. So you are tuned in, locked in, uh, got your web address pointed to Rear Naked Chat, the
Ooh,
MMA podcast out of the
ooh.
UK. Represent. Um, we are talking today about the Ultimate Fighter Live, aka Season 15, Episode 6.
Yep,
Is that what we're up to
Cruz,
now already?
episode 6, Cruz versus
Wow.
Faber.
So this shit's been on 6 weeks already. That's
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's only just getting started.
Yeah, it's flown by.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, man.
You know what? There's nothing like water after you've had a workout.
Oh man,
It's like,
it's weird.
yeah, like all the other drinks. I used to hate water, but after a workout, just a nice cold glass of water is just so spot on.
It's crazy because what would you be able to say what water tastes like? It doesn't have a taste, does
No,
it?
I wouldn't be able to describe this to anyone. There's nothing
But
like it.
but when you're thirsty,
Yeah.
it's delicious.
It is. That's exactly. I never thought I would say that water is delicious, but it is. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah,
So yeah, this is Rear Naked Chat, brought to you by water.
H2O,
Try it.
bitch.
You might like it. Yeah, we're sponsored by God, man.
Yeah,
Until the real
sponsored by
sponsors come in.
the universe. Sponsored by the universe. 2/3 of the planet, innit?
Yeah,
Water,
yeah.
and 2/3 of the human body.
The blue planet.
So there you go.
It's all about the water, bruv.
That's it. But
Um,
so yeah. So anyway,
right,
uh,
Ultimate Fighter
yes,
Live. Last
Cruz
week,
versus Faber.
yes, last week was a pretty straightforward
You,
fight. It wasn't a
I
fight
think
actually. It was a wrestling match. Didn't enjoy it. It's
yeah,
done. Let's
we were
move
both
on.
a bit disappointed with that fight
Yeah,
last week,
it
weren't
wasn't a
we?
fight. It's exactly that, a wrestling match.
I didn't hear any of that. Say that again.
Oh, am I cutting out? Hello, hello. I was just saying last week was not a fight. It was a wrestling match.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was not an
What
MMA
went wrong
match.
there? Did something happen?
I don't know. I'm.
It just you absolutely froze then.
Oh, okay. I think it's Skype, just Skype issues because I
Just
thought you
got
had
messing
frozen
up.
as
Yeah.
well.
In
Yeah.
fact, we should probably point out. I don't think we've even mentioned this yet on the show. We're actually in two different countries at the moment.
Yes, this is
Uh,
Holland to UK.
yeah, and we're both from London,
Yeah,
obviously, as you might be able to tell from the accents coming out of our mouths.
yeah,
Um, but I'm in Liverpool and he's in the Netherlands. So yeah, we may have a few little technical difficulties from
yeah.
time to time, but we're not letting that stop us. We're still bringing you some great chat
Cutting edge chat about Ultimate
chat
Fighter.
about MMA. So
Right.
yeah, so the lineup this week: Chris Tickle was going to be fighting Joe Proctor, I believe is his name.
Yes, Chris
Uh,
Tickle, man. I've really, really kind of enjoyed Chris Tickle recently, and this was the week where I was like, you know what? I fucking like this guy. He's
yeah,
good. He's
but
brilliant.
now it's kind of yeah, it was a bit sort of time to put your money where your mouth is, though, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, it's a
Left
shame
off
the way
probably
the way the fight went. It was a bit of a shame, but like
yeah.
as a character, you need more of that in MMA.
Yeah, you are more of a fan of like the sort of soap opera type shit, aren't
Not
you?
just that,
Really?
I want character. I mean, you as well, but I've come from like a wrestling background, like pro wrestling, and I want to see more of that shit. I want to see like grand entrances. I want to see people cutting promos like Chael Sonnen. Like 50% of the fighters should be like Chael Sonnen,
I
crossed with Mayhem Miller.
don't think you can force it though. That's the thing. I'm all for people doing that if that's what comes naturally to them. Like
Mm.
I think you should be allowed to be your own person, and I think if
Yeah.
that's a natural thing for people, definitely I'm all for it. But at the same time, if you're not that way inclined, I don't think people should have to force it.
No,
That's
it's just it's a natural thing, isn't it? You either got a personality or you haven't. Like what I mean,
don't
Matt
forget
Mitrione, he's got a bit of a personality. I like that.
that's it.
Who's that fat one?
Or
Roy Nelson.
Nelson,
Yeah, he's got
yeah,
a bit of a
got his own
personality.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of them, don't forget, are basically professional athletes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
On the whole, professional athletes don't have the greatest. Well, they're not the most
Mike skills.
charismatic people
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world, anyway, are
I
they?
just get a bit bored with the whole every time, 90% of the time, I'd like to thank my trainers, my family, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, come on, man, give me something different. I'm a viewer.
Yeah,
I want something
gotta,
different, but yeah,
gotta be
I mean,
yourself. But
You shouldn't be into MMA for that, though.
Dominic Cruz realised that himself, didn't he? He said to Tickle, you know what? At the end of the day, you got to do you.
Yes.
As long as you're being yourself. You know, again, Dominic Cruz this week showed
class.
I love his coaching style.
Absolute class, isn't he?
There was even a great little clip at the beginning when they were like just recapping last week, which I'd missed last week. It was when Tickle was complaining about his stomach. He's going, "Oh, I've got diarrhea. I'm going to shit myself." And Dominic Cruz goes, "Yeah, who cares?" I was like, "Wow, that was a great thing to say." Yeah, who cares? Not me.
But that being drunk at the fight, that was a bit fucking far.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this show, okay, you're on this show, you know, you got a lot of downtime. You probably, you know, you must get very bored, want to entertain yourself, but you are also kind of in the shop window for becoming a professional.
Yeah.
So you do kind of have to show that you're capable of being a professional.
Yeah.
Turning up drunk probably wasn't the best.
Well, a few weeks ago I mentioned I thought Chris Tickle is like the Stone Cold. He's got this slightly Stone Cold Steve Austin character about him, and the fact that he then turned up drunk, it was like, fucking hell, he really is Stone Cold.
Fair dude, yeah. He's on the beers.
Just doesn't care, balls out, drunk.
But yeah, because of that, and because of the relationship he's had with Dominic Cruz so far, which has been a bit rocky.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to seeing the training this week.
How it worked out, yeah.
It was,
but we saw a new side to him this week, though. It looked like he was working hard.
Tickle, yeah.
Yeah, he looked like he was like... I mean, that was a bit weird when he pulled him out and said, push me. He's like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing?
Yeah.
It's on camera, man.
Yeah, remember all that stuff I was saying to you before? That's what I was doing. But yeah, it was... you can see why Dominic Cruz is a champion. Like, you can see that mentality that he's got, like the way he approaches everything.
Yeah.
He's just so...
Can I just say how much I'm enjoying the Cruz versus Faber trash talking?
In fact, should we get to that a bit later? Or do you want to get into that now?
No, man, let's get into that, because I think I'm done with Tickle until we get onto the fight.
Well, I was just going to say that quickly, there was another bit they showed, because you've said before you're quite a big fan of the drama on these Ultimate Fighters.
Yeah.
Usually it's in the house.
Yeah.
But obviously, the way it's set up, they can't do the editing quite the same way because it's still in real time. But luckily, there was a bit of drama in the training because there was that moment with Justin Lawrence and that guy.
Justin. Yeah, I've got the Justin and Rio show. That was fascinating this week. Yeah.
Because I was right before that happened. Justin Lawrence was talking about. I think he was talking about Tickle, and I was basically thinking to myself, this kid's intense, man. Like there's no fucking around with Justin Lawrence.
Yeah.
And he's got that winner's mentality as well. Of like, you know, Tickle messes around too much kind of thing. Which
he just needs to get
a 21-year-old kid. That's interesting. But yeah, and then literally as I had that thought, then what was the guy's name? Rios. He goes, Justin Lawrence is intense, man. And he was like, yeah, you could just tell, like, everything he does, he's just intense.
But it was the worst definition of intense I've ever heard.
What did he say?
He goes, I mean, that bit where they're talking to each other on the chairs, it was a bit ridiculous because it's like, Justin Lawrence was just being this young, arrogant guy talking shit, saying, like, you know, your career's over at 30, which is a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah. And the other guy's just being a real fucking bitch about his knee and stuff. And then he just goes, what did he say? I've got it written down here. He goes, Justin's intense, man. Like, if he's going to get himself some cereal, he just gets himself some cereal. It's like, what? It's like, I'm on some Fruity Loops, I'm going to get myself some Fruity Loops, man. That's how I roll.
Slamming the bowl down.
Yeah. Like, that's the worst definition of intensity ever.
Yeah. It really is. That's the worst example.
And then there was one bit where he goes, he's talking about if you're over at your age, it's a young man's game. And then Rio responds with, but I'm not lucky enough to be 21. Yeah. And then Justin Lawrence is like, I agree. Well, of course you agree. Like, how can you disagree with that? Yeah. He's like, I'm not 21.
Yeah.
Well, it was just a weird conversation.
My counter would have been, Randy Couture didn't have his first fight till he was 34.
Yep.
So what are you talking about?
Anderson Silva's still basically unbeaten at 37.
Yeah. So,
and the greatest fighter ever lived.
Yeah. So you're talking bollocks. Although I suppose they are, like, unique.
Yeah. But there's plenty of fighters over 30, man. Fucking hell, that's still rocking
strong,
it. Yeah. But,
I mean, you almost kind of seem some people. Okay, you lose your speed a bit. That is true.
Yeah.
But you kind of get that you mature physically a bit more. Like you're a bit stronger, aren't
And
you? Like
smarter. Yeah.
yeah, smarter,
Yeah,
yeah, and you
yeah,
get
yeah.
that kind of old man strength.
And also it's like what was it? Is it Eddie Murphy in his stand up when he talks about like when like fucking when you're younger and he goes when you're younger you're just full of energy just like that. Because when
Yeah,
you get older you start getting your shoulders and you got your
taking it
groove going.
slow.
It's like
Yeah,
you got your style when you got older.
yeah, you
You
got a
don't need all
rhythm.
that energy.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But
But that bit in training, that was I love that bit. That's the bits I'm enjoying of Tough Live when you see that shit. How
yeah.
often do you get to see that?
And I thought that guy was yeah. I was on Justin Norris's side on that.
Yeah, of course, man. He's a bitch. Rio
Yeah,
is just such a bitch.
because that wheel kick.
Yeah, with no
Fair.
fucking heel kicks, bitch. It's
It
like,
did, but it didn't even connect, did it?
no, he pulled out of it. It was so
Yeah,
obvious he pulled out of it. And the bit when then they were squaring off and then Justin Lawrence goes like that to him.
yeah, and he
But
shit
it was
himself.
so subtle though, because he did that, and then just as he was going off camera, you just see him styling it out like, yeah, I was turning around anyway, mate.
Yeah, yeah, just caught it. I caught that as well. And I like the way Dominic Cruz was like. So these guys were getting really angry at each other, and I was like, yeah, good. You're gonna
Yeah.
fight anyway, so you should be.
Dominic Cruz, he's a puppet master. He's just pulling strings. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with Uriah Faber, as you were saying, he is on it with the mind games.
Yeah.
Oh man, he got Faber again. That bit where he just goes to him, yeah, your toes are sweating, bro, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
But
And he
their
was just,
trash talking is so like, what did he say? I think I wrote it all down because I just love those bits. It's like, how bad is it going to be this week? I can't wait. I'm really excited for the weigh-ins now. And
but there was little bits earlier leading up as well, because after because basically Dominic Cruz kind of chiefed him up, just
that
oh,
was
it's
at
the
the weigh.
weigh-in. Sorry,
It was
you
at
know,
the
I'm getting
weigh-ins. Yeah,
confused with
yeah,
the
yeah.
fight picks. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was at the
Yeah, the
weigh-ins. He
weigh.
done it. That was the
Yeah,
first bit. And he goes,
and
your
it,
toes are sweaty. You nervous? And then like
yeah,
the response is so
he goes,
playground.
I'll kick your ass or
He's
something.
like, yeah, I'm real intimidated. And then
Yeah.
he's like,
I he goes, no, I was talking about me. I was
yeah, I
talking
was
about
talking
this
about
fight.
these guys, man. And he just goes, oh yeah, you seem angry at me. I'm not mad at you. It's so
Yeah,
childish.
perfect, perfect.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay, Rashad and Rampage, this ain't.
exactly. Because that was like they were both very like back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, like that. I mean,
This is like
the,
like you said, puppet master.
yeah,
Dominic
yeah,
Cruz
yeah.
is just playing him.
Just
He just
playing him.
knows
That's
it.
it. Yeah.
And that little exchange outside, and that to me told that Faber clearly got rattled by him in that
Yes.
earlier exchange. Because then he
Yes.
saw him outside and he was like, "Hey, what's up? What's going
Yeah.
on?
What's going on now?
You got a problem?" And
Yeah.
Cruz was like, "Yeah, of course I've got a problem. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've got a chip on my shoulder. It's called my championship belt or
Yeah.
something, isn't it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna take that off." He goes, "You ain't taking shit."
It's so weird because I see Faber on interviews on like on various shows, and he comes across so much better than he's coming
He's a
across
cool
now.
guy.
But why is
And
he coming
but
across so lame now? It doesn't make sense.
even on this show, any moment where he's not
Around
interacting with
Cruz.
Dominic Cruz, he's fine. Like,
It's true.
he's
It's true.
he's a good coach. He's a nice guy.
Cruz just brings out the
Professional.
worst in him.
But it's just those moments. He can't do it. He can't
Yeah.
handle it.
Cruz must be so under his skin. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, I love seeing that shit. But have you noticed as well? I noticed when they were walking out to the cage, the poster wars.
Yeah.
They've
Why are we
escalated
not
a
seeing
bit.
this?
They haven't shown that, have they?
Yeah, they've made Cruz look like Penfold.
He had
Fucking-
glasses and the
yeah,
teeth.
and Faber
And,
looks like a gay pirate.
He had an eye patch. Oh
Yeah.
man, funny.
It's like, why are we not seeing that in the edit? What's going on with the editing?
Yeah, because I was thinking maybe that was done when there weren't cameras around, but then it was like,
Nah,
no,
there's
they got
always
cameras on
cameras
them
around all the
constantly.
time.
Yeah. So yeah, God knows. But so yeah, I was just quickly talking about the prank that Chris Tickle pulled on Joe Proctor in the house by putting
Yeah,
the water on.
oldest prank in the book.
Great, like, best possible reaction to that prank as well. He just got wet, smiled, kept walking. That was it.
It was funny how it was Proctor though, of all people to get
Yeah.
done. That was just weird.
And it caught him perfectly.
Yeah, because the other guy walked through first.
Yeah, missed him. Just straight on Proctor's head. But yeah, that's how you handle that shit, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got me. Cool.
That guy Proctor as well. Is that the most Boston accent I've ever heard?
It's pretty bad, isn't it? And he's not even from Boston. He said he's from like some town in Massachusetts.
Oh
like,
right,
outside.
okay.
It's like outskirts of Boston.
Jeez, man,
But yeah,
that's proper departed style.
yeah, exactly. But I love the fact that he's from Joe Lozon's
Yeah,
gym,
yeah,
and he's very Lozon-esque,
yeah,
very quiet
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You know, nice
They're
guy,
just a factory of these quiet killers.
quiet, nice guy, but just an animal in the cave.
Yeah, if he gets hold of you.
Because yeah, I mean that's I suppose to get to the fight. Did you have any other
Yeah, I
stuff
said one other thing, which was, you know, in that bit where Justin Lawrence and Rio were going at it in training,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and then he decided to get his own back on him and put an armbar on him.
yes.
When I saw that, I was like, Marcello must be kicking himself that he didn't try one submission on this guy, because that looked like his one weakness, submissions.
Very susceptible to it, wasn't he?
For
Yeah.
fuck's sake. And he didn't even try it. But it's like he doesn't look so invincible now, actually, having seen that. Like, if he loses his cool...
But I wonder as well if it seemed like they were supposed to just be practicing stand-up.
Yeah, yeah, and he
maybe
started getting
wasn't-
takedowns, yeah.
Wasn't
true.
quite expecting the guy to jump on him.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah, man.
it's interesting.
Good point.
He's
That's
got
a good point, though.
he's got a personality though. I like the fact that he's coming out of his skin like he's just this cocky, young, brash,
That's
arrogant
nice.
guy.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I like it. But I think you can be that way if you back it up.
Yeah, like that bit in training when he smacked him in the mouth. He's like, "Woo!" It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, man.
But it's weird. It doesn't seem like he's egotistical. It's more just he's got so much self-belief.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I
and
can do
it's that energy you've got as a young man.
as a 21.
Yeah,
of
a
course,
young man energy.
It's not malicious.
No, it's just energy.
He's just up for it. He's
Yeah.
just well up for it.
But that
No
guy,
fucking around.
man, Justin Lawrence, he looks younger and younger every week. Like, he's got some serious fucking acne.
Acne.
And there's some
yeah.
shots of him where it's just like, are you 14? I wouldn't
You
say
would
that,
think
to,
that as well,
wouldn't
if
say
you
that
look
to his
like-
face, but yeah.
No, of course, he's a beast. But yeah, speaking of beasts,
Beasts.
yeah, man, the fight. I'd say one thing I noticed as well is got to be so frustrating as a coach when you're clearly telling a guy something
Yeah.
and he
yeah.
doesn't do it.
Yeah.
That must drive you nuts because
Yeah.
all I heard Dominic Cruz saying was circle right, circle right,
Yep,
circle right, and he wasn't circling right, and even I was getting pissed off.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just listen to him, just do what he's telling you, and that was right before he got caught as well.
Yeah, and
wasn't
he was
it?
saying get away from the cage as well. Get away from the cage. Like, get space. Just before
Yeah.
that last takedown,
and he wasn't doing
he
it.
was getting
'Cause
backed up into the corner.
up to that point, Tickle
He was
looked
smashing
solid.
him.
I mean, he's power is the word, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
He
yeah.
looked powerful. I like his fighting style as well. He's a true striker,
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just in there to throw bombs and throw
He
hands.
reminded me
kicks.
of the Brazilian style of fighting, like from TUF Brazil. He just throws everything with mean intentions.
Yeah, yeah. But on the other side of it, I'd say Proctor. Okay, it looked like Tickle was getting the most of it, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I kind of thought Proctor was. He was just taking his time.
They
wasn't
had the game
panicking.
plan.
He was saying, "Okay, let me see what you got."
Yeah,
And then when his opportunity came, when that little window was there, he took
Yeah.
it,
yeah.
and that was it.
I did think Tickle, he panicked a bit when he got taken down that second time.
He did.
Because, like, he just thought, oh, shit, I'm on the floor. I need to get up now. Whereas he could have quite easily just stayed in his guard, just wrap it up, 10 seconds to go, then round two.
Yeah.
But he was so eager to, like, I just got to get up and knock him out.
By wriggling,
Gave his back
just
up.
gave his back straight up,
Yeah.
didn't he? Yeah. And that
But then I
was it,
thought
game
at one
over.
stage when he's like, it was a good choke, like, in terms of, like, you thought, oh, is he, isn't he? Because he had, like, his hand on his arm and you thought,
Well, he was fighting it all the way. I'll give him
Yeah,
that. He
yeah.
did not want to get choked out, did he? He was resisting, but at the end of the day, like I say, once he had his back, he got the body triangle on him.
Yeah, had control.
It's just a matter of time, wasn't it? Really?
But that's his world kind of thing, isn't it? Like I
But
said,
yeah,
that choke wasn't. It wasn't like properly locked in like that. It was like
No, it's
still
more like
one arm.
sometimes it's just that pressure on the chin, isn't it?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
even have to be the neck.
But you could
That
see the way he
pressure
was
on the chin
squeezing.
eventually just makes them give in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then he sunk it all the way in, and that was it.
I felt bad this week. I was like, I really wanted him to win.
Yeah.
I really wanted Cruz to have the win as well.
Yes, for Cruz, I wanted him to win. But I mean, like I say, while Tickle did look good, I wonder also if a lot of that was Proctor just not panicking and just letting him, let him come at me, see what he's got.
Yeah.
And then like I said, then he saw the gap and he was like, right, he's mine.
Cruz said something very interesting about the fight afterwards. He goes, "I'm pissed off because Tickle shouldn't have lost that fight. He was winning. He was beating the hell out of the dude, and it comes down to practice. It comes down to what you do in practice is what you do in the fight. And when you take 15 seconds off in practice, you take 15 seconds off in a fight."
Wait, hang on. When did he say this?
This is afterwards. No. This was something I read afterwards.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't remember.
No. And yeah, he was just saying like he's that same mentality as in practice where he just decides, oh, I just need a break. He sort of did that towards the end of the round and just let him got taken down.
And he got done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect description. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
So it is frustrating for someone like Cruz.
And I hate the fact they interview the loser.
Yeah,
I don't think they should do it, man.
He was quite positive though, like I lost.
What are you gonna say? What else can he say?
Yeah.
I did my best. I got beaten. Get that camera out my face. But actually, I was thinking of this as well. It's a live show, but obviously they must only get the hour time slot.
Yeah.
So how does it work if
it's a quick win or?
Well, they don't know. Yeah, they don't know how long the fight's going to be, or if it might go to a third round.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't even thought of that, but I was wondering if a fight ends slightly early, say in this case at the end of the first round.
Then we get to see some more Cruz Faber trash talking.
But they encouraged to kind of like, look, we got a few minutes to kill here, because Faber was just waffling about nothing. For like a good 2 minutes, he was just talking crap. I was just like, what is this? Like, I want to thank my coaches, my team. I want to thank Chris Tickle. And I was kind of like, why is he saying this? And then that made me think.
It's probably
maybe they've said to him, like at the break, look, can you just stretch it out a little bit, just talk some shit.
See, now that you've mentioned that, I can't wait for the next time there's just like a 10-second knockout, because we're going to get to see them two just, oh God. I mean, I'm guessing they can run adverts for a bit longer as well, because, But still, it's a big difference between having 2 5-minute rounds. That's 10 minutes. That's at least 10 minutes of TV.
Or if it goes to a third, that's an extra 5. So how do they account for that? They must. I don't know. But we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just very. At the end of this whole season, I just want to see someone on YouTube, please, just put together a compilation of all the bits of Cruz and Faber trash talking each other.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious.
Great.
Just looking forward to it for all the wrong reasons now.
Exactly. But that's about it. That's all I've got on that one, really.
Next week is...
the fight?
Oh, shit, I didn't even write down the names.
It is Vince
Pichel.
Out of Cruz's team.
Yeah, against...
I can't even remember.
I can't remember his name, but he's a wrestler. I know he's an out-and-out
wrestler.
Dirty
South, Southern guy.
He's proper wrestler versus grappler / striker.
Yeah, so it might end up being a boring fight, to be honest. But hey, you never know. And that's it. So our next episode is going to be TUF Brazil, which I can't wait to watch.
Loving Brazil, mate.
We are loving that show.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't mind live as much because I know I've got the Brazil one to fall back on. Sort of thing. So it's a nice balance of 2 different styles of show.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't appreciate live as much if I didn't have the Brazil one. But
like I said, man, I think it's about they need to rethink this whole live thing. I'm not quite sure it's working. I mean, like I said last time, the viewing figures are at an all-time low.
If you want to know our exact thoughts on that, you can watch the previous episode. It's on YouTube, Rear Naked channel.
It's right there on the bar.
Also, find us on Twitter, Rear Naked Chat. Yes. And you can contact us at rearnakedchat@gmail.com.
Yes, and also we are working on getting this on iTunes. I'm very wary of people on YouTube who have the attention span of a young child.
Yeah. Young fish.
Yeah, a young child fish. So, like 20 minutes to half an hour is a lot to ask. Yeah, but if you've stayed out, thank you for listening. And, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, peace and love.